Now that we understand Rolle's theorem, let's look at the mean value theorem and walk through some examples. The mean value theorem states that for any continuous and smooth function over an interval, there is at least one point where the function's instantaneous rate of change is exactly the same as the average rate of change across that interval. Let's now look at the formal definition of the mean value theorem. The mean value theorem says, let f be a function that satisfies the following two hypotheses. The first is that f is continuous on the closed interval from a to b. That is the same as Rolle's theorem. And then the second is that f is differentiable on the open interval from a to b. That is also the same as Rolle's theorem. What makes the mean value theorem different from Rolle's theorem is that there is no third hypothesis. There is no requirement that f of a has to be equal to f of b. Let's now look at the conclusion of Rolle's theorem and also look down here at our graph. In our graph, we have the endpoint on the left is a and the one on the right is b. And notice that f of a is different than f of b. Let's jump back up here to the green box. It says then there is a number c, here's our c right here, such that the derivative f prime at c is just f of b minus f of a all over b minus a. You might recognize that. That is equal to the slope of the secant line. So what the mean value theorem tells us that at some point c, the slope of the tangent line, that's right here, is equal to the slope of the secant line. That's the same thing as saying that the instantaneous rate of change is equal to the average rate of change. Let's now put this in context. Imagine you drive from one city to another on a smooth, continuous trip. The total distance and total time are going to tell you your average speed for the trip. For instance, if you drove 120 miles in 2 hours, then your average speed would be 60 miles an hour. The mean value theorem says that there must be at least one moment during your drive where your actual speed, that's the speed that is shown on your speedometer, is exactly equal to your average speed. So in other words, if you drove 120 miles in 2 hours, at some point during that trip, your speedometer, which measures the instantaneous velocity, had to have been 60 miles an hour at some point.
If this video has been helpful to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. Keep believing in yourself and have a great rest of your day.